Hey, what's happening guys? Are you tired of high resolution graphics and cinematic story arcs? Here are some of the best old school video games you can play today. By the way guys, this is not a ranking top 10 video. This is just 10 of the best retro games in my opinion. First up we have Pac-Man. In difficult times, nostalgia can be a balm, and sometimes you want your games to be totally uncomplicated. Currently celebrating its 40th anniversary, the original iteration of Pac-Man still rules. It is a very simple game, gobble the dots and avoid the ghosts. But the genius is in the details. Did you know that each ghost behaves slightly differently according to their personality? Second game we have is Shinobi 3. The Shinobi Master of Stealth and the Lethal Ninja Arts is back, bigger and deadlier than ever. Joe Musashi's sworn enemy, the Neo-Z, grips the city in a vicious crime ring. Shinobi 3 stands as one of the best Genesis games out there, and one that didn't really receive the attention it deserved during the ugly console wars of the early 90s. Pick it up and prepare to be surprised. 20 years later, it's still an astounding take on ninja action. Were you even a teenager in the 90s if you didn't spend hours beating up your friends in Street Fighter 2? This collection of beat 'em up classics includes all the most popular Street Fighter games and many more besides, so whichever one was your favourite, you'll find it here alongside reams of interesting museum content. Of all the different slashes, jump kicks, throws and magic spells available, probably the best aspect of the combat is how you could bash enemies over their heads with the pommel of your weapon, together with some good looking animations. This gave Golden Axe the visceral feel of the sword and sorcery movies that were popular in the 80s. Golden Axe even let you ride on a few different monsters. A great musical score and hard-hitting sound effects rounded out the package, so be careful what you ask for. Have you ever fancied yourself as a bit player in the King of Kong? Until a couple of years ago, you couldn't play an arcade perfect version of this notoriously brilliant Man v 8 platform game without buying an actual arcade cabinet. But thankfully, now you can leap over barrels, scale girders and smack things with a hammer for just a few quid on Nintendo Switch. Who needs film quality characters when you can have Sonic? Whose twin personality traits are blue and fast? Sonic's azure skies, bright green, sparkly soundtrack and super speeds transport you back to simpler times, and cutting quick paths through these glossy, colourful landscapes still feels exciting. Firstly, let me just say, the Castlevania beat is so sick. These speedy, demanding, sprawling gothic action games have you whipping vampiric hordes into shape through forests, castles and clock towers in medieval Europe. It's amazing even now to see what the early Castlevania games could do with a few colours, detailed pixel art and intricate spooky chiptune music. There are a few things more purely joyful than jumping Mario around Nintendo's colourful and meticulously well-designed video game playgrounds. Stuffed with fun power-ups and secret routes that were the stuff of playground legend, this SNES classic is the best of the old-school Mario games and marked the first appearance of cheerful green dinosaur, Yoshi. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is the first title in the franchise to release exclusively on home consoles and was never released in arcades. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is basically a culmination of the entire 2D MK series all crammed into one game, for better or worse. Trilogy features tons of classic characters and backgrounds from the series past, along with secret playable characters from MK1 and MK2. Although many fighting game franchises at the time were going 3D, Trilogy remained a solid contender in the purely 2D fighting genre with its classic gameplay and nostalgia-inducing visuals and sound. While Trilogy's visuals most definitely looked aged at the time of its release, the title still provided a nostalgic and enjoyable fighting game experience for casual and hardcore Mortal Kombat fans alike. I'm going to open a can of worms right now. If you buy this game, make sure you buy it on PS1. The N64 version was disappointing, but I won't get into that right now. And last but not least is my favourite beat 'em up game, Streets of Rage 2. You might have seen some chat about Streets of Rage 4, the first new game in this beloved series of comic book brawlers for 26 years. If you want the unreconstructed retro experience though, play Streets of Rage 2. Fly kicking your way through numberless small-time thugs in grimy neon-lit streets seemed so edgy at the time, but now it is oddly comforting.